Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. Today I am back with a how to kind of do a basic stitch. So I am still new to this and I really only know or have done the Backstitch, I believe is what it's called. But I've been enjoying adding it to my layout. So we are going to start prepping a layout that should be up on my channel tomorrow. So I just have a 9-inch circle here that is going to be part of the layout, and I want to add stitching around the outside of it. So I have a Sizzix tool. I will try to link down below that I will use to punch the holes. I also have this We Are foam mat. When I bought it, I think it was the last one at a cherry on top, so I will look for it and see if I can link it down below. But before I bought this, I actually just had these two pieces of cardboard that I would stack on top of each other and just poke through, and that worked pretty well. So if you don't have this and want to start, cardboard would be an option. So I am just going to start by poking a hole along the outside of this circle here, freehand, which doesn't always end up being even spacing throughout, I guess, whatever I am kind of stitching here. And so I saw somebody use actually this Tim Holtz ruler, and so it is sticky, so it's not going to kind of move on your paper, but there are two different lines of piercing holes here. So these ones are closer together and these ones here are a little bit further apart. I have used this and it works very nice for straight lines. Obviously I am doing a circle, and so I can't really use that, but I will also link that ruler down below as well in case you want to kind of get into stitching. So I don't think I am going to do the entire thing on camera. It'll just take too long, but you hopefully can see that I have all the way around here poked at for the time being. I am going to use DMC thread here. I am doing a Valentine's layout, so I picked pink, and I think the pink will show up better for you on the black paper. I also think my plan is to stitch on the outside of the black in a red. And so I chose the colors so that they would stand out the best on the two papers. So my background paper will be white, so the red on the white I think will look really nice, and then this light pink on the black I think will be nice. So this is 6-string thread here that I am going to separate into 3 strands each, and I forgot to trim it off, so I'm going to trim off a section. Don't want it too long, otherwise it kind of gets in the way. And then I am just going to gently, because otherwise it kind of gets all knotted up, kind of peel 3 strings off. And this, you can do the 6, it'll just be like a thicker stitch, but I am just going to do the 3 strands. I think will just work good enough. Again, I am still just a beginner. I tried my hand at it a few years ago and did not stick with it, and then at She Loves Color, Allison Davis did stitching in her class, and that kind of got me back into it, and I have been enjoying it. So I need to thread this needle. I just got these at Hobby Lobby. I got a size 18-22. Again, not really sure size-wise what kind of needle, but they have been working. So I am going to thread my needle, hopefully, and just kind of leave it like that. I'm going to go to the back side of the paper first, and I'm going to go through my first hole from the back to the front and kind of let it go almost all the way through. I believe you can knot this if you wanted to. I have been just using old washi tape, and look at that, we finished a roll. lucky for me, I brought some others in from the she shed. So find some washi tape, and you just want to make sure that the string doesn't come through. So I'm actually gonna change that just a little bit because I gotta poke more holes around and I don't want to poke through the washi. All right, so then I'm gonna flip the paper over and just go back down that next hole. And then when I flip it over, go up the next one. And then this is where it's going to kind of be a little bit different than that first stitch. So you can see that I have that stitch, but then this section here in between the two holes is open. So I'm going to go back down through that previous hole and come down. Now when I go back, I'm going to go up the next open hole. And then again, this is open and I want to fill it in. So I go backwards on the front of the page, and then on the back of the page, you go up to the next open hole. So hopefully this kind of makes sense. I do think there is a stitch where if instead of kind of covering up this line here, I could go up and kind of skip. So the thread would kind of be in between every other hole, if that makes sense. So when you flip the paper over, and it's kind of hard because it is black on both sides, but this is the back, just find the next open one and come back up and then fill in that gap and go back down. So again, hopefully this kind of makes sense. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it is a lot easier. I know there's other stitches out there. I just have not learned them yet. There are some really fun looking ones that are a little bit thicker. So again, this is just with 3 strings. You could do the 6 and it would just be a thicker stitch. The kind of hole piercer that I have is pretty thick, and so getting 6 stitches, 6 threads through would not be an issue. But I know not all of the piercers poke as thick as this one. So this is the Sizzix, and I will again try to link that down below. I guess I could kind of show you too. So you're going to do this until you run out of the string. You want to kind of finish the string on the back side. See, the pierced hole is kind of thick, and sometimes my needle will go back through, but you want to finish with the thread on the back side of the paper, and I just use my washi tape again and tape it down so that, you know, the stitches aren't going to come unraveled. So yeah, just always try to make sure that you finish on the back side. And sometimes as you get down, it is harder to do the stitch because your thread is too short. So I am going to give up on this for right now, but I am going to continue it off camera. But I did want to get a scrap piece of paper and kind of show you the ruler in case you are interested in that. So that's not very long, but I guess we will just kind of use this. So again, it has sticky on it, which I made the mistake of setting it on my layout and across my photo, and the sticky kind of messed with the photo a little bit. It left a line on my photo. So I'm going to line that up. You can line it up straight. And it might be a little bit hard, but there are these holes here that you will just get an even line across every time. So I will do this line real quick, and then I will do that's the wider. These are the ones that are closer together. So so far I'm really enjoying this because some of my first stitching is definitely not straight. And And this ruler, I think, is just going to help with those lines so much better. So my ruler is not going to move. And then here are the straight lines. So this one is a little bit wider spacing in between. And then these ones here are closer together. So that is kind of how I poke and stitch. If you have any questions, just leave comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. But stay tuned for the layout tomorrow. I will finish this stitching. It'll be a Valentine's layout and following along with the Cherry on Top sketch challenge for the week. So again, I will try to link as many of my tools here as I can if you are interested in beginning stitching. But hope this was helpful for you and we will see you next time. Bye guys.